Manual approval workflows. Manual approval is not a Terraform button. Approval is recorded state outside the proposed resource. Terraform reads that state before creating infrastructure. A missing decision blocks the deployment boundary. A recorded approval converts human judgment into machine input. A request parameter stores the proposed change. The request exists before infrastructure is modified. The value names the target environment and change identifier. Terraform can publish intent without creating the gated resource. This separates proposal creation from approval execution. The approver writes a different parameter. Terraform owns the request path. The approver owns the decision path. Separate write paths prevent self-approval by automation. The deployment can proceed only after independent input exists. Terraform reads the approval parameter as input. The decision value is not computed by Terraform. The approver must write the approved change identifier. Terraform compares the external decision against the proposed request. A mismatch stops the deployment before resource creation. The VPC is the first gated resource. The lifecycle precondition evaluates before creation. The approval must match the request change identifier. The approver field must not be empty. Failed approval stops the apply before AWS creates the VPC. A denied decision is still useful state. Terraform sees denial as a failed precondition. The failure occurs before infrastructure changes. The operator receives a reason tied to the gate. Denial becomes a controlled stop instead of silent drift. The acute risk is not missing automation. The acute risk is automation approving itself. The deployment role must not write the decision parameter. The approver role must not change the proposed infrastructure. Independent permissions preserve the approval boundary. On a submarine, one sailor can perform a step correctly and still miss the operational risks. A second qualified watchstander breaks the tunnel vision. Manual approval works the same way. The safety comes from separated authority, not from ceremony. SSM Parameter Store keeps a version parameter record. Terraform can expose the approved parameter version. The version links a deployment to a specific decision. The output gives reviewers a stable audit handle. The audit trail survives beyond the terminal session.